Yo, what up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy. We're to present you our NBA live segment for Friday, March 6th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below so you can watch all of our NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. If you haven't come and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily FanDuel and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. Say what up, Jeremy? How you doing out there, bro?
What up, man?
Hey, another day. Friday. Grinding. We got a busy day. Monster slate. Redoing my bathroom, so I'm learning how to towel. One of my friends is teaching me putting in some work out there. Hey, it's a fun day though, man. Definitely, I'm excited for tonight. Can't wait to sit down, relax, and watch that Laker game against Milwaukee. I'm looking forward to that one. So yeah, man, you ready to talk some basketball? Cool. Hey,
ready to talk some basketball. Quickly before we get into it, go ahead.
No, I was probably gonna say the same thing as you. Quickly before we get into it, make sure to check out the site. We got PGA up, we got NASCAR, we got NHL up. We got a lot of different things on the site, so make sure to check it out. Optimizer is going to be going live with what, NHL and PGA in the next 2 days.
PGA's been up.
Okay, I'm sorry. NHL
and NASCAR will go up. And so right now you can go to dfscheatsheet.com. You can go to our memberships, check out with our VIP All Access membership, enter promo code MLB50, take 50% off your first month, regularly $59.99, get it for $29.99. You get access to our optimizer, all the tools for every sport, and all of our premium content and articles that we produce every single day.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, man, good time to definitely check out the site. And hey, we're gonna be the only site that has NASCAR in the optimizer, correct?
I think there's only two sites, us and one other site. I'm not gonna plug them on video, but us and one other site.
Sure. Hey, well, we're trying to get ahead of the game.
But I will say this: they have their own custom projections by one guy. We've got our own projections by one guy. We've also we'll have a lot of cool tools that will break out with it too. That we will be the only site to break it down with the tools specifically like we're gonna have.
For sure. So yeah, let's jump into today's slate real quick before we kind of talk a little bit. If you could kind of give us an overview of kind of the injury news heading into today.
So DeAndre Bembry and Trae Young have now been ruled out. They won't play tonight. Dorian Finney-Smith joins Tim Hardaway Jr. as being ruled out. Coach Carlisle did his pregame radio show, and he mentioned that Dorian Finney-Smith would be out with a right hip injury. Hardaway Jr. was ruled out earlier in the day. Some news. It's an injury update. Yusuf Nurkic, you were talking about him yesterday when they get him back with Hassan Whiteside. He'll make his debut next Sunday, March the 15th. Other guys on the injury report today that remain out, you've got Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. De'Aaron Fox is probable. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong injury. I'm looking at yesterday's injury report. Let me pull up today's. Doncic is probable now. Towns remains out. Anthony Davis probable. Kyrie Irving, Zach LaVine remain out. DeAndre Ayton now doubtful. Jaylen Brown still out. Gordon Hayward still out. LaMarcus Aldridge still out. And then there's just a whole host of people. If you want to get a full breakdown of it, go to dfscheatsheet.com, click on NBA, click on injury report, and we've got every single injury listed as well as who benefits from each of those injuries.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, man, today's a busy day. I was telling you before we came on. I think there's gonna be a couple guys that are gonna be a little bit more chalky. But hey, we always talk about it. Just because there's chalk doesn't mean you necessarily have to run away from it. You just have to figure out those couple players that are really going to help you kind of differentiate your lineups. One guy I'll quickly talk about. I mean, you talked about Trae Young being out. Definitely he's been up and down, but we know the guy's a baller. I'm talking about Jeff Teague. I like Jeff Teague in the spot. He's just coming in dirt cheap. He's, especially for cash games. I know GPPs are a little bit different, but for your cash games, I think Jeff Teague is a pretty easy play. I'm liking TJ McConnell as well today at 3,800. He played 27 minutes last game. Had a really good game. Think he's in play. And then one thing I'm just gonna say ahead of time, man. I'm pretty sure that you're gonna agree with me with this. You're gonna have to have one of the big three names in the late game, either Antetokounmpo LeBron or Anthony Davis. You're going to have one of those guys as a late kicker, because if you go into that late game without any of those guys, you're probably going to end up having a pretty bad night. Even if you're at the very top of the leaderboards after that game, you're talking about guys that all have 60 fantasy point upside that are definitely going to swing the line. So I definitely recommend having one of those guys. And there's a lot of value out there that you could easily fit a couple of those guys in. So it shouldn't really be any excuse. If you want to win some money, make sure and have one of those guys in your lineup. You agree with me?
I 100% agree with you. And right now, with so much value on the board at the point guard position, don't we every day it seems like we come on here and we say the same saying, right? Which is sift through the shit. There's some people that you can get caught up in, and I'm not saying that I don't think that that Teague's a good play, but I would say that DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, Dwayne Dedmon, those guys are also really good plays on this slate. You look at the price tag of Dwayne Dedmon at 4,500, and I'm just telling you right now, 4,500. The guy hasn't played in a few games. He's missed the last 4 games, but he was playing about 24 to 28 minutes. It's a $4,500 price tag against Washington, who's just terrible against the Wizards. The other side of it, Thomas Bryant, if he's going to play and he's going to get minutes, he's in the starting lineup tonight. He's been playing about 19 to 20 minutes, getting you 22 to 26 fantasy points on this price tag of 4,200. I think those are really good value plays, and they're kind of lost plays. Bimbre, the same thing. The guy plays a ton of minutes, right? He plays a ton of minutes. So to me, you just don't get lost with the value. And with all the value on the board, you said you're going to have at least 2 of those guys. You can fit 3, and I think you can fit 4 if you go with and get Middleton and Giannis and pair up Anthony Davis and LeBron James. There's pay down spots at the point guard. There's pay down spots at small forward. There's pay down spots at power forward and center. So, I think that last game is going to be extremely exciting. Last night, the last thing I'll say before I let you kind of take over, the last thing I'll say is this. Last night, 379 was the winning lineup on the late slate of games. That would have beat every lineup in almost every tournament for the main slate. There are going to be nights in the NBA and in MLB where you can stack up the late games and they're going to outscore the entire main slate.
Yeah, for sure. And then, like I said, just going into tonight, I definitely think you have to have one of those guys for sure. So yeah, man. I mean, I didn't get a chance to do my core video today. I do have some guys that I feel are pretty good core plays, for cash games especially. So I'll quickly touch over some of those. I mentioned Jeff Teague. I really like Jeff Teague today. The price tag is just too cheap. I think he can easily get us 6, 7x on this price tag, especially going against a horrific Washington team. That's one of the things about Teague is I probably would play Teague at this price tag starting against basically any team in the league. But the fact that he's going against Washington, I mean, that just makes it that much more nicer of a matchup. So I love Teague today. I really like Vucevic a lot going against Minnesota at 8,400. I think Vucevic can have a really, really killer game today. And then I have both of them down. Currently in my lineup, I was debating on which way I was going to go, but I have Wader and I have DeAndre Hunter. Both of those guys currently in my lineup. I think that both of those guys are definitely premier plays as well. Who do you like? Who's kind of sticking out to you more between those guys, or do you like both of them? Just kind of stack it up.
I'm sorry, you listed a whole bunch of guys. Give me the 2.
Wader or Hunter, the 2 Atlanta guys.
Yeah, I don't have a preference really because I think they both bring different things to the table. And, Kevin Huerter's a guy that's going to knock down threes. And then without a point guard, we've seen him in this spot before, and we've seen people hop on Jeff Teague because in Minnesota, Jeff Teague at this price tag really played point guard, played a lot of minutes. And we've seen Huerter have a 50 fantasy point game in the same exact spot where he took over kind of some of the point guard roles. He's a bigger player, but I don't really have a preference. I think they're both fine in tournaments. I don't know if I would use Huerter or Hunter. Is it Hunter's who you asked me or Bimbre?
Hunter.
Bimbre's out. So yeah, sorry man, I got our developers messaging me left and right now. So I don't have a preference in those 2 guys, but just from the simple fact that Huerter has in the past in this spot taken over some point guard responsibility, and we've seen him have a monster game, I kind of like him a little bit more.
Okay, yeah, no, I probably would lean that way as well, for
I
sure.
definitely wouldn't stack up Teague and Herter together, though. I just wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna me personally, like I said, we're different. I'm cash or GPP, but I'm playing Teak today. I mean, it's just where I'm at for my cash games. I think it's an easy play. Outside of that, like I said, just make sure that you got one of the big three names: LeBron, Antetokounmpo, or Anthony Davis in the end. Another guy that I like that's just continuing to come just dirt cheap, and he's not getting no respect. The price tag is staying the same. I really like Karis LeVert once again. I'm going to continue to play Karis LeVert. The guy's playing very well. He's playing a bunch of minutes. He showed us the upside that he has. So he's another guy that I'm liking today, for sure. So are there any more guys that are really, really standing out to you today?
No, I mean, you can definitely. One thing I would also say is you can definitely go stars and scrubs. I think that's another way for tournaments that you could build. You could lock. I think Doncic in this spot he's probably the premier pay up point guard. Beal is in a good spot in this game. He's the obvious pay up spot at the shooting guard spot. LeBron, I think I give him a little bit of an edge over Giannis for the simple fact that the two teams are so different. With 38% of possessions from Milwaukee end up with Giannis the ball in his hands, typically taking a shot, where LeBron fills up the stat sheet in all categories. And when you have a guy like Anthony Davis, you can pass it to, and the price, it's a $900 difference between LeBron and Giannis on FanDuel. I give the edge to LeBron there. Power forward, I like Sabonis in this spot. And I think that him and Bam, who I liked on the morning shoot around, could get lost in kind of all of the news that's out there with people just directly paying up for Anthony Davis. And I think that in some of your builds for tournaments, if you're playing multiple entries, definitely stacking up Sabonis and Bam and then paying down at the 2 point guard spots with a guy like McConnell and Teague will be a really different way to build. And then the center spot, I still think Vucevic is in the best spot tonight. I
Yeah,
do like
I
White.
I love Vucevic, bro. I'm going Vucevic and Teague are the guys I'm building around today. I really
I
like
do
both of those
I
guys.
do like Whiteside, and then two kind of deeper tournament plays. I'm gonna keep staying Dwayne Dedman, Wendell Carter, and I just think that they're even Mitchell Robinson at 5,800 and Thomas Bryant. I think all four of those guys are really good value spots if you're building multiple lineups, max entering something. I would get a low exposure, maybe 5 to 10% of those four centers to build differently and pay down. That's going to be part of it tonight. There's so much value on the slate. If you're max entering something, make sure you're not paying down at the same spot. Spread it out, and 20% of your lineups pay down a point guard, and 20% pay down at center, and 20% small forward. So be different and mix in some stars and scrubs lineups as well, where you're balanced with your builds, so you're not hedged on only one, locked in on only one piece of value.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, I think that's really where we're at. I mean, me personally, I'm trying to get a lot of exposure to that Washington and Atlanta game. I think that game's going to be a crazy high scoring game. Get some pieces from the Laker and Bucks game for kind of towards the end of the night kicker, and that's really where I'm looking at tonight. And I'm sprinkling in. I do like the Luka Doncic call. I also like Porzingis a lot as well. I think both of those guys are in really good spots as well. So yeah,
And don't forget your boy JaVale McGee in a game like this.
Yeah, I can see it. Definitely. Brooke Lopez likes to stand out on the 3 point line, doesn't want to be down there banging. So I definitely could see that. So I think that's really where we're at, man. Got a lot of lineups I got to take care of.
One quick thing, bro, that kind of changes everything. Victor Oladipo will play.
Okay. So that kind of takes McConnell off the board a little bit.
I don't think it. I think that it makes McConnell a really good tournament play because I still think he's going to play minutes, but I think it'll shift people's focus. Otherwise, Jakar Sampson,
Brogdon is out, right?
Brogdon is out. T.J. Warren is still a game time decision. Jakar Sampson is available to play. Doug McDermott has been ruled out. Oladipo will play. So Oladipo in this spot is extremely, extremely intriguing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I still think that with Brogdon being out, McConnell will still get the start. So, I mean, he's cheap. And we've seen from McConnell, he's a guy that does a little bit of everything. So I still think that he's definitely firmly in play. I mean, at a 3,800 price tag, we don't need very much for sure.
You think McConnell's going to start?
Right now, we currently got a projected in the starting lineup. I think he'll start Aaron
Holiday.
Yeah. Well, we got to see. We got to see what happens. Hopefully, it comes out in the next 10 or 15 minutes who's going to get that starting nod. But either way, both of those guys will get some run. But I do like the starter a little bit more. So if Holiday's the one that does end up getting the start, I probably would sway that way. We got to kind of wait on that for sure.
Aaron Holiday will start for Malcolm Brogdon, just announced.
Okay. All right. So there we go. So, yeah, hey, that's really where we're at. If you guys want a more in-depth analysis, you got 25 minutes till lock still. We got a lot of other content up on the site for today's NBA slate. So make sure and check that out. And, hey, man, good luck on your guys' contest tonight, all right? Peace out.